Hi everybody, it's Anne. Welcome to Art on the Creek. I'm so glad you're here with me in my home studio in Parker, Colorado, because it is Monday, September 11th, and it is time to go over the next week of my Major League Baseball mascot painting challenge. I am struggling through it, not gonna lie. It's been a little bit difficult for me this month just because I've been so busy, and I'm sure many of you can relate. You know what that's like to try and carve out time to paint. Even though each of these little mascots takes literally less than 15 minutes, I've let them pile up and then I've got a whole session that I need to do. But I enjoyed that. I did that today. So if you're ready, let's go see who's up to bat. Here we go. First in our lineup is TC Bear. He is the mascot for the Minnesota Twins, so named for the Twin Cities, Minneapolis and St. Paul. Don't know if you've ever been to that part of the world, but the cities are neighboring enough and they have just kind of merged together to become the Twin Cities. And that's where TC gets his name from. TC was first introduced to the team in the year 2000. He's actually modeled after the Hamm's beer bear. I don't know how many of you remember that, but here he is. Now, when I was a little girl, this kind of advertisement was very, very popular, and now they're not allowed to advertise like that. So a little cute bear advertising beer is kind of frowned upon, but as a mascot, he works very, very well. So I did not know that he was modeled after the Hamm's beer bear. That's kind of cool. Minnesota is known for its breweries, and that was probably a very apropos way of thinking at the time. Next, we have Mr. Met from the New York Mets. I really like Mr. Met, probably for the same reason. He kind of looks something out of the 50s and 60s, which is, you know, when I was growing up. So I really think that he's got some certain charm to him. He is believed to have been the first mascot to appear in real life form for a major league team, which means the first walking, talking, costumed individual. His height is listed at 6'10", which is funny because he would fit very well in our family. I've got a brother who is 6'8", so we're tall people. And Mr. Met, maybe we're related somehow. Who knows? Our next mascot is Stomper. He is a wonderful elephant that is the mascot of the Oakland A's, or the Oakland Athletics, a team in California. The Oakland A's elephant Stomper's great-grandfather was conceived as a big bleep you to the Giants, the San Francisco Giants. So there's a big rivalry going on there. I was not familiar with that until I just read this just now. But in addition to his green jersey uniform, he also owns a tuxedo, combat fatigues, and an all-white disco ensemble. A lot of these mascots, if you are interested, have their own social media accounts, and Stomper's one of them. It says here in this little blog that I'm reading that he does have a Twitter account or an X account. He may have moved over to Threads, though. I don't know. Maybe you'll have to go hunting for Stomper. So that is our elephant for the Oakland A's. Now, let's see who comes next. You know what? This one is one for the books, you guys. This is a favorite all throughout the world of baseball. It is the Phillie Phanatic. Some very interesting trivia about him. He's originally from the Galapagos Islands. No clue where that comes from or what that means, but one thing that really is cool is that he is created by a team in New York City who is the Harrison Erickson team, and they are now known as Acme Mascots, but they had ties with Jim Henson's Muppets. And boy, I don't know about you guys, but I think he really does look quite a bit like a Muppet. I love the way that he jiggles his stomach around, which is just what he's doing in this pose here. I just could not resist. I found out some interesting information about the Phillie Phanatic. He was originally introduced to the public on the locally produced children's show Captain Noah and His Magical Ark. Can you imagine? I think he would have been one of the ones that was maybe left off of the ark. I don't know. Maybe there's a lot of fun things going on in those Galapagos Islands that I just don't know about. Next up is the Pirates' Parrot from the Pittsburgh Pirates team. Here's some interesting questions and answers about him. How tall is he? He's larger than life. How much does he weigh? He won't sit still on a scale. How large is his waist? We can't tell you that. Why are his eyes crossed? Well, he's watched too much TV, and his feathers are made of lime green shag fur, and his birthplace was the Three Rivers Stadium in 1979. And I just love how goofy he looks with those crossed eyes. Oh my goodness, that's a tale to tell your children, isn't it? Don't watch too much TV, or you'll end up looking like Pirate Parrot. Now we move on to the West Coast, and we've got the San Diego Padres. The Spanish Franciscan friars helped establish San Diego in 1769. So the mascot is kind of an homage toward their contribution to the founding of the city San Diego. The swinging friar is the brainchild of Carlos Hathaway, who is a 19-year-old San Diego High graduate. That's really neat. I love that they worked on the input from the locals, and they decided that this bit of history was important enough to give him a baseball bat. And I just love the friar. I think he is just really one of the coolest mascots that there is out there. And having visited San Diego several different times, I really appreciate the Spanish history that's there. And I love that it's part of the baseball team. Now we're going to go up north, staying on the West Coast, moving from San Diego to San Francisco. I absolutely adore San Francisco. My brother lives there. It's a wonderful city. And these seals that hang out on Pier 39 they're there all the time. They bark all the time. They smell atrociously, but they're such a great part of the city. And I absolutely am thrilled that they've adopted a seal as the mascot. His full name is Luigi Francisco Seal, but familiarly he goes by Lou Seal, which I love because I can't not love a pun. He was born on July 25, 1996. And his other stats include he bats right flipper, he throws right flipper, his height, he is taller than the average seal, and his weight, he could use a diet, and his hair is definitely battleship gray. I just love how clever they are with this. The professional sports teams really do know how to incorporate the fans in the play, and I think that is so wonderful. And here's another one that can really get the crowd going. It is Mariner Moose from the Seattle Mariners. I got such a kick out of this origin story for the Mariner Moose because, to be honest with you, the person who created the Mariner Moose, his reasoning for doing so is the same reason I wanted to do this MLB mascot painting challenge. What happened was the team opened up a contest for kids 14 and under in the Northwest area to submit their mascot ideas. 2,500 kids submitted entries. This was back in 1990. And Ammon Spiller, a 5th grade from Central Elementary School in Ferndale, Washington, won. And he says, "I chose the moose because they are funny, neat, and friendly." Well, I have to tell you, I am having a lot of fun with this challenge, even though I had to cram a lot of them together at the last minute. But that is the way of an art challenge. You know, sometimes you never know what life is going to throw you. Is it going to be a fastball, a curveball, or a nice, easy, slow pitch? Who knows? Whatever the case is, just remember, Major League Baseball is not sponsoring me to do this. I'm just doing it for fun because I firmly believe that you should paint or draw something that you don't normally paint or draw because it will help you grow as an artist. If you'd like to draw or paint along, remember to use the hashtag that you see on your screen. And I hope you guys have a wonderful, fun-filled week. Enjoy creating art, and I will see you here next time. Take care, everybody. Bye now.